Signature dishes are supposed to be the moment where everything shines. It's the first impression, the one chance to show skill, confidence, and creativity. But sometimes, that one plate does the exact opposite. Instead of impressing, it shocks, confuses, and even disgusts. These are the dishes that didn't just fail, they went completely off the rails. Simple ideas turned into strange combinations, confidence turned into confusion, and in just a few bites, everything fell apart.
My signature dish is gonna help me stand out because I'm a true culinarian. I understand what Gordon's looking for.
Confidence feels high right from the start. There's belief in the idea, and it sounds like something special is coming. But sometimes, strong confidence hides a very risky decision.
What is it?
I call it exotic tartare because it's with venison and diver scallops, with caviar and white chocolate.
That combination sounds strange immediately. It's one of those ideas that feels creative, but also confusing at the same time.
Stop. Let me just get this right again. Either that or I'm just about to be punked. Diver scallops, chopped up, caviar, and white chocolate.
Now it's being questioned. The dish is already raising doubts before it's even tasted.
Raw venison, raw quail egg, lime zest, olive oil, scallops, caviar, and grated white chocolate.
More ingredients are added, and instead of making sense, it becomes even more complicated and unclear.
Capers as well.
At this point, it feels overloaded. Too many strong flavors mixed together without balance.
That must be one of the worst combinations I've ever tasted.
That reaction says everything. The idea didn't just fail, it completely missed the mark.
I really don't understand what Chef Ramsay didn't like about the dish. I'm a little boggled on that.
The confidence is still there, even after the failure. And that makes the moment even more awkward. This moment shows how trying too hard to be different can backfire badly. Instead of creating something unique, it turns into something confusing and unpleasant. A dish like this doesn't just fail quietly, it stands out for all the wrong reasons.
Top 3 dishes. First one is?
The ceviche dish.
Made by?
Me, chef.
Antonio. Step forward with your dish, please. Let's go.
Yes, chef.
The setup feels exciting. Being in the top picks should mean something good is coming.
Shrimp, ceviche, and a caramelized tequila, brown sugar, pineapple.
The dish sounds interesting at first. There's a mix of flavors that could work if done right.
What's the alcohol inside the ceviche?
Tequila as well. I toasted it off with a little bit of cumin.
Now the details come out. The idea starts to feel more complicated than it needs to be.
Chunk, a little chunk, to a medium-sized chunk.
Even the texture isn't consistent. That alone makes the dish feel messy and unbalanced.
To a bizarre-sized chunk. It's like the 4 bears. I mean, oh, hold on. There's a baby bear there as well.
That confusion says everything. The dish lacks control and clear direction.
The avocado is the best tasting part of the dish. I can't taste tequila.
The main idea disappears completely. The key flavor isn't even noticeable.
Chewed up, spat out ceviche. Thank you.
Yes, chef.
Disappointing in that one.
That reaction ends it. The dish doesn't deliver what it promises. This moment shows how a good idea can fail when it's not executed properly. It's not just about ingredients, but how everything comes together. When that balance is missing, the whole dish feels off.
Fine, chef. Chris. Executive chef.
Executive chef.
Executive chef.
Could you just explain to me what it is?
The title sounds impressive. Expectations rise immediately.
Salmon, roast on a plank of cedar.
I think you're a plank.
The explanation is simple, but the reaction turns sharp very quickly.
Well, I don't really know what that means, chef.
Plank means an idiot.
Now it turns personal. The tension builds instantly.
Why is it raw on the bottom?
Well, it's medium rare.
That answer makes things worse. The understanding of cooking is questioned.
Clean your glasses. It's raw.
I don't agree, chef.
Let me tell you something.
Refusing to accept the mistake only adds more pressure to the moment.
You've got a lot to learn. So be a good plank and get back in line.
Thank you, chef.
That final line shuts everything down. The confidence disappears just as fast as it came. This moment shows how experience doesn't always mean correctness. Being confident is one thing, but refusing to accept mistakes makes things worse. A simple error turns into a bigger embarrassment.
What is that?
There's a Cornish hen inside, Chef.
A Cornish hen.
The dish already sounds unusual. It's something unexpected right from the start.
What do you do to it to get it in there?
It got in there. I got it in there.
Holy shit.
That reaction says everything. It's shocking before it's even tasted.
These are potatoes.
Yes, sir.
And how much grease and fat and oil did you fry in?
Now the dish starts to feel heavy and messy. It doesn't look refined at all.
How did you get in there and eat it? I mean, am I missing a trick?
Confusion takes over. The presentation doesn't make sense.
Take your time.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Oh my God. That's enough there, yes.
Even tasting it feels like a struggle. It's too much all at once.
Looking at that mess, I'd like to stick your fucking head in there, you know that?
That reaction is harsh but honest. The dish is completely overwhelming.
You had more chance sticking a candle in there, making me happy. For Halloween, you were sticking a pen in there.
Now it turns into mockery. The dish becomes a joke instead of something serious. This moment shows how presentation matters just as much as taste. A dish can be creative, but if it looks confusing and feels heavy, it fails before anyone even enjoys it. It becomes memorable for all the wrong reasons.
That's mine, Chef. To be like Chef Ramsay is my dream.
The passion feels real. There's admiration and excitement behind the dish.
How long have you been cooking?
15 years around?
That answer raises expectations even higher. Experience should show on the plate.
What is it?
That's cinnamon-crusted rack of lamb with a aubergine ratatouille.
The idea sounds risky. Sweet and savory don't always work well together.
How come the aubergine's so sweet?
There's some honey.
Honey in a ratatouille.
That choice feels completely wrong. It changes the whole dish.
That's the worst dish I've ever tasted. 15 years to cook that shit.
That reaction hits hard. The experience doesn't match the result at all.
You can make history on being the fastest exit in Hell's Kitchen.
Now it becomes serious. The mistake is not small anymore.
Back in line. The quicker you understand how serious I am, the quicker you'll cook better.
I'll try harder next time, sir.
The moment ends with disappointment. There's potential, but it's completely missed. This moment shows how confidence and experience don't guarantee success. One wrong idea can ruin everything. When flavors don't match, the whole dish falls apart, no matter how much effort went into it.
That? What the fuck is that?
The reaction comes instantly. The dish already looks wrong.
What are you doing with the lamb?
I'm learning, Chef.
That answer doesn't help. It only raises more questions.
You're learning.
Yes, Chef.
Confidence isn't there anymore. It feels uncertain and weak.
Are you fucking blind?
No, Chef.
What is that?
Now frustration takes over. The dish makes no sense at all.
That is not going anywhere, Missy.
Okay.
Except in the fucking bin.
That final decision ends it immediately. No second chances. This moment shows how lack of direction can destroy a dish instantly. When there's no clear idea, no control, and no confidence, the result is chaos. And in a place like this, chaos doesn't last long.